Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to your continuing coverage of the Defense 2, brought to you and organized by joinDOTA, commentated by Toshley, and sponsored by Razor and BenQ. Yes, indeed, we're continuing on with the group stages of the Defense 2. As I mentioned just a few mere moments ago, we have absolute legends playing on the Radiant side, a team hailing from the land of my own country, Australia. And thus, as a result, I am absolutely required to root and cheer on for the team of absolute legends and hope they take victory in this game. And they will be fighting it up against the American team over on the Dire side. They go by the name of Complexity Gaming, and they will not win against the Australians, mate. Or maybe they will. We will just have to wait and see. I have to cheer on the Australians. I'm from Australia. I'm in Australia. I have awful internet. It's wonderful. It is so incredibly wonderful. But anyway, jumping straight into the draft, we have the first couple of bands to come out of the team of Complexity Gaming are that of Leshrac and that of the Chaos Knight, with absolute legends responding to that with an Invoker and with a Darkseer. So we have, of course, very, very standard bands thus far, and I think they're thinking, at least Complexity right now, are thinking of, I think we should ban out Lycan. Do Absolute Legends have first pick? I actually have no idea with this new setup, the way it works, because it's not colored like it was before. It's just got bans and picks, but it's not, I have no idea which team has first pick. If Complexity have, if Absolute Legends have first pick, obviously Complexity are thinking long and hard about taking out Lycan or not. I have no idea. Maybe I'm just retarded and missing something very obvious. But anyway, going into who has been taken out, we have, of course, standard, very powerful pushing machine in the form of Leshrac is also very good when it comes to ganks, AoE damage, team fights, as well as single target damage if you catch someone alone with that Diabolic Edict. And then we have CK being taken out, who's a very powerful tanky initiator that is just, without a doubt, plain horrible to deal with. Yes, indeed. Because once he gets farmed up, guess what? He kills things. You get a Manta style, you use that Phantasm ultimate, and bang, 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 tower dies. Simple as that. The next couple of band outs are going to be Lycan. So indeed, the team of Complexity have the first pick, with Lycan being removed out for Absolute Legends. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to your continuing coverage of the Defense 2, brought to you and organized by joinDOTA, commentated by Toshley, and sponsored by Razor and BenQ. Yes, indeed, we will be jumping straight into the group stages, continuing on once again with this tournament. We have Absolute Legends, a team hailing from the land of Australia, my own home country, on the Radiant side, and as a result, I just have to cheer and root and put all of my support behind this team because they are from my own country. I'm an Australian, I live in Australia, my internet's awful, it's just how things happen. There are spiders and drop bears, and we ride kangaroos to work. In fact, the reason our internet is so awful is it actually works off koalas. They're sent. We don't use fiber optics, we just use koalas, and they waddle over to wherever the hell that the packet of information that's being sent out needs to go, and then they come back. It's why our internet's so bad. We're currently working on upgrading this to better koalas, but right now, the koalas we've got, they're getting old. They're extreme shame to family, really. Very not happy with them. But enough of that. The team of Absolute Legends on the Radiant side will be going up against Complexity Gaming, hailing from the lands of America, playing on the Dire side, and I can't cheer for them as much as I cheer for the team of Absolute Legends because they are Australian. It's as simple as that. Absolute Legends being the Australians, of course. Complexity, again, from America. And jumping straight into the draft, we have Invoker and Darkseer being removed out by the team of Absolute Legends, with Complexity Gaming responding to that with a Leshrac and with a Chaos Knight. And we're thinking long and hard about their third and final pick for this first setup. It might be because I actually have no idea who has first pick. No, Absolute Legends, no. Complexity have first pick, so they're not thinking of banning out the Lycan. It's not as clear as it is in the old one, but oh wait, it is. There are arrows pointing. Okay, never mind. Disregard everything. I didn't see those tiny little arrows. I wish it was colored. You know, it was red for this one, and then it was green for the other to signify, you know, Radiant and Dire, etc. But I guess the arrows work too. It's just not as clear. But this isn't the time for critiquing the new picking and banning the captain's draft screen. This is a time for Dota, ladies and gentlemen. The next couple of ban outs going to be Chen, going to be Lycan, with the first pick up for the team Complexity going to be that Nature's Prophet. Absolute Legends responding to that with Enchantress and a Beastmaster. So we have, thus far, some very powerful heroes being secured by both teams, especially that Nature's Prophet and especially that Enchantress. And with Enchantress being picked up, and with the fact that the Beastmaster can easily take off a solo lane, it makes me think that we might see an aggressive tri-lane down the bottom with Enchantress to pick up those creeps and try and do some ganking or some damage with them. We could also see Beastmaster. I mean, you can see Beastmaster mid or bottom, but he's better at top in the off lane due to the fact that he can pull that Ancient Camp. He can do this in mid as well. So we'll just have to see what other heroes Absolute Legends picks up. In regards to the heroes that have been taken out, they're very standard thus far. We have not that many jungling heroes being taken out, just a lot of power. Mostly powerhouses, mostly pushing machines that are simply easier to be removed from the game instead of having to deal with them. The next pickup for the team of Complexity Gaming going to be the Silly Bear. So now we've got a pretty considerable amount of push. We've got Nature's Prophet, which provides global ganking, global map control in the sense that he can just happily help out and control any lane that gets pushed a little bit too far forward because he can easily TP into it, and he can also push lanes away. He can also make ganking a little bit more difficult for the team of Absolute Legends because of the fact that he can just TP in and help out, as well as being able to assist ganks because, again, he can TP in and start slapping people around. Lone Druid's going to be a hero that puts some pressure on Absolute Legends. This goes without saying. Broodmother's going to be the next pickup, so this is sort of going to be the counter to Lone Druid. I'm not sure who you would say is better at split pushing. I'd say Lone Druid's, I don't know, Broodmother doesn't need much farm to do it. She just needs a lot of time and spiderlings. Meanwhile, Lone Druid needs to get a Radiance before he can be super effective at split pushing. So it really depends who has a better time. If the Broodmother has an awful time, gets killed a lot, she's not going to be very happy. And the same can be said for the Lone Druid, except the Lone Druid will take a lot longer to recover. The Broodmother will just need to get some levels up and get a nice army of spiderlings, and then she can go on the pushing spree. I'm actually so surprised Broodmother, it took this long for her to get picked or banned. I didn't even realize that she was still in the pool. Anyway, the next, back to the who's being picked up. Tidehunter's going to be the third pickup for the team of Complexity Gaming. This is actually pretty good against the Broodmother. The Anchor Smash is reasonable, but the rat, actually I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Actually, I do have an idea of what I'm talking about. So if you put the Tidehunter against the lane that the Broodmother's in, she's going to have some problems because that Kraken Shell is going to negate all the damage that those spiderlings could potentially pump out. Meaning that the Tidehunter can just go around and slap her about and doesn't really have to worry too much about taking too much damage because, again, the spiderlings will probably do nothing because of that Kraken Shell. I'm not sure if the Anchor Smash actually... Oh, wait, we can have a look right here. Yes, indeed, the Anchor Smash does do a bit of damage, not that much. I don't think it'd be enough to kill all the spiderlings, but it'd be able to do a nice chunk of damage. The next couple of ban-ins to come out of both teams, we have SK being taken out by Absolute Legends, with Mirana being taken out by Complexity Gaming. Mirana's fairly understandable because... you think Absolute... Actually, I have no idea what Absolute Legends are going to do. I thought maybe an aggressive tri-lane, but with Broodmother, with Beastmaster, two heroes perfectly capable of taking the off-lane, I'm actually not sure. Broodmother's no doubt going to be going solo top or bottom. Chances are we could see Beastmaster in mid, and could still have an aggressive tri-lane at top. But I have no idea. It explains the bans out of Mirana and Earthshaker, though, because they're both good heroes that can assist with that aggressive style of play, since they both have stuns and disables. Mirana especially has something that you can chain up with. If Absolute Legends picked up a Shadow Demon, chain that disruption with an arrow. Same can be said for the Earthshaker and the Fisher. And Tiggin's going to be the fifth and final hero to be removed by the team of Absolute Legends, which is, of course, fairly understandable. But would Complexity pick a hero like that up? They've already got some global control and some global push, but you can never really be too what's the word? You can never really be too unhappy about having too much push. Let's be honest here, with the current metagame revolving entirely around pushing, I think the team of Complexity would be happy to pick up another Tinker. So I guess it is a good ban by the team of Absolute Legends. And passing the first... Wow, we don't have much of their reserve time left. So we have a Crystal Maiden being picked up. This sort of hints towards Complexity maybe picking up a hard carry of some sort. I'm not sure. Or maybe we could have... I'm honestly not sure. Because do we have any heroes that really need to be babysat by Crystal Maiden? Not really. Lone Druid can fare on his own. Nature's Prophet's most likely going to be in the jungle. Tidehunter has that Kraken Shell. He'll be absolutely fine. So we could pick up a Morphling. We could pick up a Anti-Mage. It looks like we're going to pick up a hard carry. Possibly Void. We'll have to wait and see. The next pickup for the team of Absolute Legends is going to be that of the Windrunner. And I'm still unsure as of the lanes, actually. Captain Godot is doing a fairly good job thus far with keeping everything... sort of uncertain. It's fairly obvious that Broodmother's going to be going a solo lane, but where's that Beastmaster going to go? Does he want to go top or mid? Because you want to stay near that ancient camp so you can stack it with the board. It's easy, free gold for either you or other members of your team. You may as well do it. It requires so little investments, just 2 points in the summon boar ability. Take that boar out, stack the camp while you're busy farming. it's seriously easy peasy. While it's more beneficial to have a Beastmaster farm and stack that Ancient Camp over on the Dire side, it still works fine on the Radiant. But the 5th pickup is going to be a Queen of Pain. I'm not quite sure if I would have expected that. Well, with Crystal Maiden being picked up, I guess they did lack a support, but typically with a Crystal Maiden you want someone to... You want her to babysit someone, for lack of a better term. What do you mean lack of a better term? That's a perfect term. But alas, well, we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. I have no idea as to what the lanes are going to be for Complexity Gaming. I'm not sure if we'll see... We're going to see Lone Draw taking the off lane. We'll see Queen of Pain most likely in mid. But I'm honestly not sure. We got Nature's Prophet in the jungle, Nature's Prophet in the solo lane. Who are we going to have with Crystal Maiden, Tidehunter? I don't know, honestly. And the similar things can be said for Absolute Legends. Still not sure how their lanes are going to go. Is Enchantress just going to rep it out in the jungle? We'll have Broodmother going the off lane. Beastmaster, wait, yeah. Again, not entirely sure. Have to wait and see. And, well, Absolute Legends have plenty of bonus time remaining, so I'm going to have to think of things to say while we wait for their 5th and final pickup. Who do they want to combat the opposing team? Who do they want to supplement their current makeup? I'm honestly a little bit puzzled. We have Windrunner, of course, to play the role of support. We have good initiation from the Beastmaster. We've got some ability to gank with the Enchantress. And we've got push, as well as potentially carrying in the form of that Broodmother. We've got essentially everything we need. I feel, however, Absolute Legends needs someone a bit more global. Windrunner can already perform that role. She can run around very fast, use that arrow to use the power shot to push lanes back. So Lich is going to be the 5th and final pickup for the team of Absolute Legends. Going to provide a role of support. Now, what's Windrunner going to play? So we might have Lich supporting. Could we have Windrunner going solo mid and playing as semi-carry / ganker? This game is interesting. Or maybe I'm just too retarded to figure out what exactly each team's strategy is. Either one's a possibility, and in a few moments we will hopefully be jumping straight into the game and seeing what exactly the hell will be going on in this upcoming game between Absolute Legends and Complexity for the Defense 2. And already they're moving despite the game not having quite started yet. I have no idea. And standard Dota 2 fare, we have a pause right as the game begins. But let's have a look at who's playing who. Over on the Absolute Legends side, over on the Radiant side, we have Shatan taking up the role of that Broodmother, making her way to top to solo that lane out. Musica playing as that Beastmaster, Bleak playing as a Windrunner, Snoopy taking up the role of that Lich, and Godot finally playing that Enchantress. And over on Complexity side, over on the Die, we have IX Mike playing as that Crystal Maiden. We have Hannah Montana taking up the role of the Tidehunter Lone Druid, being played by TC, Geo playing as that Queen of Pain, and Fluff and Stuff playing as a Nature's Prophet. And it looks like we're going to have a brief pause. Hopefully we're going to have a brief pause. Yes, indeed, we will be jumping straight back into the game. No super long pause for teams to discuss strats or something. I don't know. Pauses at the start of every Dota game happens. Are these trees... No, they're not trapped. For a second I thought they were trapped. There's one tree that got taken down. Where's the other one that formed the other tree in? I have no idea. I know I've done that a few times where I've accidentally got my treants trapped and I felt like killing myself after that. Thankfully, it was just using them to scout out the runes, not like I was going to use them for starting off in the jungle, so it wasn't that bad. I'm curious as to where this treant's heading. So obviously this one's going to be checking for the runes. It seems a good chunk of Absolute Legends team will be, or Complexity's team rather, will be making their way up north. Will we find an early first blood? I don't think so. If Lich decides to keep his position a bit too far forward, he might find himself in some trouble, but he is backing off. He'll be absolutely fine. Taking a look at the lanes, it seems we're going to have Beast... Okay, Enchantress going to be in the jungle. Beastmaster going solo mid, of course. We'll have... Is Lich going to babysit that... Wait a second. Is this a trick? I think... Now, this is smart. Placing the web over at the top lane, that explains why the Broodmother immediately rushed out. Placing the web at the top lane, making them think that the Broodmother is going to be going top. So we're going to put the Queen of Pain there. Of course, the Scream would be very effective against those Spiderlings. Help with denying farm, and then we're going to rotate the Broodmother over to the bottom. So very smart play by Absolute Legends, rotating, trying to trick them. And since we'll have Enchantress in the jungle, Beastmaster going solo mid, and over in the top we'll have Lich alongside that Windrunner. Somewhat curious about, Windrunner's fine on her own. She doesn't need any assistance at all. But we're going to have the Lich here for whatever reason. See, the lanes just seem somewhat weird to me. And as a matter of fact, with the Broodmother being here and the Tidehunters here, pick up a level in that Kraken shell is going to be picked up almost immediately. I can guarantee it. Actually, we're going Anchor Smash first. Never mind that. So the lanes actually wasn't as Tidehunter's perfectly fine against Broodmother. Kraken Shell going to absorb the damage of the Spiderlings as well as the Anchor Smash to take a nice chunk of their HP out. And Lone Druid going solo mid for the team of Complexity. Of course, we're going to have, needless to say, Nature's Prophet in the jungle over the top. We have Crystal Maiden and the Queen of Pain, with Tidehunter taking solo bottom. Typically, once again, you don't generally see Queen of Pain being babysat by anyone. The Blink generally allows her the amount of mobility that she needs, but I think we're going to be a little bit more aggressive. So we're taking a first point in Shadow Strike instead of that Blink, so we want to try and do as much damage as we can. However, with Lich supporting the Windrunner, it's not going to be as easy as they might think, or as they may have expected, because suddenly Lich is there, like, what the hell are you doing in this lane? Get out! Windrunner's supposed to be able to handle herself. And already Tidehunter has got himself way caught out, and First Blood, was that the creep? No, it was to Enchantress's creep. I had a feeling that maybe the neutral creep did it, but it was not. The Satyr Soulcaller and that Hell thing, Shockwave actually. I don't know why it's called Shockwave. Doesn't seem like much of a Shockwave to me. But nevertheless, the First Blood being secured by the team of Absolute Legends over in the bottom lane, the Tidehunter taking a fall, and this is really good for that Broodmother. Because if the Tidehunter manages to get a 1-up on the Broodmother is going to be in trouble, because the Tidehunter having those extra levels, having that extra durability and the extra damage would mean that mean that Tidehunter to just go around and smack his shit down. Shadow Strike to come in on the Windrunner, going to do a little bit of damage with the poison damage over time. However, I don't think Windrunner has all that much to worry about. And not actually going for that Kraken Shell, which I find somewhat interesting, because those Spiderlings could probably take a nice chunk of his HP out. While he does have a lot of tankability, he doesn't have that much tankability. I'm also very surprised to see Lone Druid going mid. I don't think I've seen Lone Druid go solo mid all that much, because Lone Druid's not really going to be doing all that much ganking. He's just going to be farming. And you really want to utilize the great positioning that comes with being in the middle lane, which is of course being able to rotate to top, rotate to bottom, and try and pick up a couple of kills and assist with ganks or defense, and so on and so forth. Nice place on the ward, however, we do have a Dust of Deceit being used by the Enchantress and a Centaur Khan in hand. Are they going to be able to try and do some damage to the Lone Druid? I'm not entirely sure. He has to push himself far forward, and the thing about Lone Druid is with that Spirit Bear, he can use that to aggress, he can use that to pick up last hit, so he has no reason to push himself forward and to push himself into harm's way, especially considering the fact that Enchantress being in the jungle is pretty much in a perpetual state of missing, and as a result, you can never be too careful, because at any moment Enchantress can pop out of freaking nowhere and then start smacking you around. I also have just noticed that I don't have the last hits and denies out for some strange reason, but while the game is paused, let's have a look at how the teams are going. Over in the top lane, 12-3 currently on the Queen of Pain with 7-2, so both sides doing reasonably well. Windrunner not doing quite as well, but it's not a massive difference. It's not a massive differential between the two sides. Having a look at Beastmaster, 9-2 doesn't seem like it's having the greatest of time going up against Lone Druid 14-5, but again, not too much of a differential. Is the commentary really broken? I thought I disregarded everything. And looking over Enchantress, she's going to be doing a fine job. She's over in the jungle, taking a gander at the Tidehunter. 14-1, doing perfectly fine against the Broodmother, who currently is 8-3. And it looks like we're going to push forward, not even bothering to wait for them to move a little bit too far ahead. Dust of Deceit has been worn off. Not going to be able to walk to the safety of the tower, rather. The stun hasn't come out of the center yet, but the slow has landed. There is a stun, and in comes the right-click damage. Axe is going to fly out too, and the Lone Druid is going to be the second kill for the team of Absolute Legends. That's not very nice, Enchantress. That's not very nice at all. And do we have wards for the team of Complexity? I'm not sure if they were counter-ward. Actually, if they were counter-warded, there would be evidence of sentry. So there are no rune wards for the team of Complexity, and if they had them, they would have seen that the Enchantress secured herself an invisibility rune, and they would have noticed that, well, potential death at any lane. Wait, it was a Smoke of Deceit anyway, not an invisibility ward. Disregard everything. I completely forgot that, so that wouldn't have made a difference at all. Yeah, disregard everything. Windrunner currently on the run from the Crystal Maiden and Queen of Main duo. Furion teleporting in as well. A couple of right clicks as well as the ensnare going to be enough to take a kill on the Windrunner, securing the first kill for the team of Complexity. I love how the Furion teleported not very far away in order to do that, but it's not, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that in the slightest. Getting there, it's a difference between getting there now and getting there a bit later, and getting there a bit later wouldn't have helped out that much. However, with the Ensnare to come out of the Crystal Maiden, they didn't really need the Prophet anyway, but it was a just in case, just a bit of insurance in case, say, a wind run came off, could have sprouted her. Assuming the Prophet does have Sprout indeed. With Beastmaster picking himself up a regeneration rune, this is going to be nice, especially with the bottle, because he's been having a bit of trouble against the Lone Druid. We've seen him take some damage, take quite a bit of aggression, especially considering Beastmaster has to get right in there in order to get the last hits, and Lone Druid doesn't. He can just use the bear. But with the regeneration rune, with, of course, those axes, it allows him to do a bit of aggravation, allows him to be a little bit aggressive, at the same time have that insurance in the bottle saying that if I take some damage I can still continue laning. It looks like we're going to go in the Tidehunter. Broodmother pushing herself far forward, trying to do a body block, the slow to come in on the Tidehunter, the Kraken Shell absorbing a nice chunk of damage from everything, Troll Trap to come down, as well as the Tornado to come out of the Wildkin. The damage is not going to be enough. Fury teleporting in, deciding to cancel that, and while Tidehunter taking a beating from everyone, it's just the Kraken Shell. It doesn't matter in the slightest. In the meantime, Queen of Pain taking a kill on the Lich over at the top lane, but I really want to focus on this Tidehunter. He's not going to get taken down. The Skeleton Warrior, incorrectly named Skeleton Warrior, actually a Tornado, chasing after him, not being enough. In the meantime, Complexity secure themselves 2 kills over the top lane on the Windrunner and on the Lich. They're tower diving like crazy, killing the creep wave here so it can possibly try and take down the tower. Blinking away from the damage of the tower. Could have just right-clicked, A-moved on a creep, but oh well, I guess blinking away works as well. The tower's going to take a nice chunk of damage, but reinforcements are already rolling in, and I don't think they're going to have to worry too much. Fortification is going to drop as well, even though it's a little bit unnecessary with a team of Absolute Legends already being here to reinforce. Yeah, I should have been watching this fight, shouldn't I? Like, screw the Tidehunter. He's got the Kraken Shell. He can survive all the beating that he wants. It was a double kill here, and I bloody missed it. Oh well. I mean, speaking of kills, we might have some more. We have some Beastmaster moving in position. Does he really want to commit to this? He's not entirely sure, and it seems he's just going to return back to the lane. We have Dire Wards here anyway to see exactly what's going on. Looking at the Lone Druid, 31 to 10 is doing a very nice job over in the last hit departments, working his way towards some phase boots, with the Beastmaster being 18 to 2, so not doing as well, and I'm really surprised we didn't see any much use of that regeneration rune. Actually, it could have happened at top with that gank that, actually, I have no, okay, disregard everything. I don't know what was going through my head just then. But I'm surprised we're not using the axes to do a little bit more aggression to come in from the Beastmaster. Try and give that Lone Druid a difficult time, because after all, the Lone Druid, wait, Raw going out, and suddenly Enchantress is here as well, trying to do the right-click damage, but the Fury and ulti doing so much damage to the Enchantress. Entangled to land there on the Beastmaster, it's not enough, however, and the Bear takes a fall with the team of Absolute Legends. Getting a nice kill on the Bear, which is pretty clutch, considering the Bear, actually, he's spent all his money. He's getting phase boots, instead of, say, a Radiance, as you normally do. So I guess I want to give him that little bit of extra mobility so he can go through different lanes and try and help out with some ganks. In the meantime, at the top, Windrunner taking a fall, and the Lich is going to be the next to fall as well. We've got the Ensnare as well as the right-click damage. Getting very low, however, the Crystal Maiden will take a fall, but the Lich will pay for it as a result. Queen of Pain securing herself the second double kill of the game. Ju feeling very happy, and they might be able to just take this top tower as well. There's no reinforcements to come in, and there's plenty of the creep wave to bolster the attack on the tower, as it were, and it will indeed fall. The first tower taking a fall over the top lane for the team of Complexity. And what looked like a fairly solid start for the team of Absolute Legends has quickly tipped in favor for the team of Complexity. Downright unfortunate. Taking a look at the gold, we have closing in on a 2k advantage for the team of Complexity, and the experience fairly similar, with a 1k advantage in the XP department for the team of Complexity. And with Queen of Pain picking up a double damage rune, or rather using it, it seems she's just going to continue pushing the lanes. Not going to try and use it for any ganking, just going to push, and push her out. Hopefully be able to maybe pick up a kill, put a little bit of pressure on that lane. Furion taking down the Ancient Camp, because why not? Going straight for a Hand of Midas, not even having Boots of Travel yet, or rather Boots of Speed. And of course, Enchantress doing what she does best, farming the jungle. And with the use of a Seda and an Ursa, I think ganking time might be in hand, but the only one nearby is out of the Tidehunter, and he's pretty difficult to kill. The other one is the Lone Druid, who has phase boots, who has that entangle, who has 1300 health, and at this stage of the game, taking him down might be a little bit difficult. And it seems the Tidehunter is who we are going to settle for. Spiders hiding in position. We have the Ursa Warrior moving in. And a lot of damage being done to the Tidehunter. Cold Snap to come down. Furion teleporting in. Ravage not picking up anyone. Just getting the Ursa Warrior. Heal to go down there on the Enchantress is going to bring her back to safety. The Tidehunter is so low, but it is not going to be taken down. A nice little save by the team of Complexity, but it did cost them a lot. We had a Furion ulti being used. And we also had the Ravage, which didn't help out at all. I think it maybe got the Enchantress. Maybe, but I don't think it did. So while it was a little victory for the team of Complexity, they did pay for it. It was costly. We're not going to see another Ravage for the next 2 minutes, and that means the team of Absolute Legends can try and engage, try and force team fights. They can push towers because a Ravage is not going to be up anytime soon. And taking down towers would be pretty beneficial for the team of Absolute Legends because they are 1 tower behind. I'm also somewhat surprised the Broodmother isn't as pushing as hard as she could be, but then again, we have to take note of the fact that she is laning against a Tidehunter who can quite easily obliterate the Spiderling wave without too many problems. Beastmaster having a little bit of roam around, not stacking the Ancient Cap at all, which, honestly, whenever I see Beastmasters don't stack the Ancient Cap, it seems so silly because it's easy to do. It takes no effort. You just gotta... Just wait till you're 50 seconds, use your boar, move it over in position, A-click on the creep camp, move back. It's as simple as that, and it provides free gold for your team or for you, whoever wants it. It's such an easy move to pull off. It doesn't require, seriously, it doesn't require any micro at all. It's easy peasy. It's free gold. So I feel that's a little bit silly for the Tidehunter to be doing that. And already we can still see the Enchantress waiting in position, checking the water here with that Furbolg champion before it dies out. And it's actually an Ursa Warrior, I'm pretty sure, not a Furbolg. The names are wrong for the neutral creeps, for all the creeps, in fact, because you see that's a Radiant. That is a Radiant Siege creep, not the Dire's Ancient. Glorious sounds of dead air, as we don't have a particularly large amount going on over... Disregard that. Okay, Tidehunter just died, and Scream coming out doing so much damage, popping the Lich almost immediately. The Enchantress having the poison sting off, that the sprites will be enough to heal her back to safety. Impede is doing a nice chunk of damage. Nature's Prophet very low in HP, but so is the Broodmother. Nature's Prophet takes a fall, and the Queen of Pain is going to be next, but not while the Broodmother takes a fall as well. Not sure who came out ahead. I think Absolute Legends would be pretty happy with that. However, we need to take note of the fact that the Broodmother did take a fall then. So it was, I'd say, a reasonably even exchange of affairs there on both sides. And they unfortunately will not be able to push forward and take down this bottom tower. With the Broodmother being taken down, I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I feel like the biggest spastic right now is like, oh, there's not much going on at all. Oh, wait. Death. Where I was looking at just a few mere moments ago. I was looking there for quite a while too. I was thinking, there's going to be an engagement here. I know it. I know it. And I decided to look away as soon as it happened. Oh, well. Just got to pay close attention to that minimap. Yes, indeed. Looking at Broodmother's items, of course we have that Soul Ring, we have the Poor Man's, we have 1k in the bank, and what do we want to go for next? We could go for an Orchid. An Orchid could be good, especially against, say, the Crystal Maiden, against the Prophet, or against the Queen, because all of them have abilities that can assist in chasing or escaping. So, if you silence them, they're not going to be doing all that much in the means of a team fight, because they're silenced and as a result can't cast spells. But there are still plenty of other opportunities. Could be going with BKB just for the raw damage, and Necro Book for extra push. We'll just have to wait and see. Beastmaster working his way towards possibly a Hood of Defiance or maybe a mech. I'm not sure. Is it standard to see Beastmaster pick up a mech? I was thinking Windrunner would maybe, or say Lich would pick up that mechanism. Or maybe not Lich. He's not going to have the money to secure himself a mechanism. Looks like we want to go for a gank on the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain working her way towards a Necro Book, going to provide her a nice little bit of pushing power. Looking over the Nature's Prophet, working his way towards a... does that go into a buckler? It does indeed go into a buckler. So working his way towards that mechanism, which will bolster the team Complexity's team fight capabilities with that extra heal. Tidehunter maybe going for a Vanguard. He has the items for it. Is he going to actually get that, pick up that Vitality booster? Who knows? Doesn't have that much in the bank either. And already this Broodmother's dealing so much aggression. The Kraken Shell is worn off. Well, it is only rank 1, so it's not exactly going to provide all that much protection anymore, unfortunately. Have we looked at everyone item-wise? I think we have. I don't think I looked at the Enchantress. Indeed, Drums of War in hand, as well as some arcane booties. Same can be said for the Tide Hunter, at least the arcane booties department. And him securing up an invisibility with the Ravage being off cooldown, this could be a very good situation for the team of Complexity to get themselves in position and pull off a pretty sick gank. Imagine if they're all grouped up, Tide Hunter in the middle, then a Ravage. Use that to initiate, and the team of Absolute Legends would not be happy about it. And considering they're all beginning to group up around this middle lane, it could be the perfect opportunity. Do we have any form of detection to come out of this team? I don't think we do. No sentry wards, no gem, no dust of appearance. This could be bad, but we're not going to wait for the team to get in position. We're just going to go straight for the Ravage, soloing it up. The Ravage comes out doing a nice chunk of damage. Troll tries to land, and the Lich ulti bouncing between, doing so much damage to the Lich. The Tide Hunter is going to take a fall, continuing to bounce around that Lich ulti is, but it's not doing too much damage. Wears off on the bears, and the Tide Hunter takes a fall, and the Beastmaster does as well. Honestly, that was silly. I feel they could have made much better use. They should have waited till the team was better in position, but they picked up a kill and they took down the tier 1 tower over the middle lane. But I really feel if the team of Complexity was in a better position, that could have I mean, that Ravage, because no one was there to reinforce and start dealing damage while they were all stunned. And they had pushed themselves fairly far back as well, and Peter's doing a big chunk of damage to Queen of Pain's HP, but going to use a bottle charge to bring herself back up to full. Got to be careful of that in Peters. It is very painful. Blinking into Scream to ulti, and the Enchantress pops almost instantly. Shadow Strike to come in on the Lich. Is the Enchantress still alive? The Imp's healing her up, but the Furion is trying to go on him, breaking the trees that she's trying to hide between, and the Imp's still healing for her for so much, but eventually she takes a fall, not before killing the Crystal Maiden. Jesus bloody Christ, it took quite a bit to take her down. Also, all of that had to happen while I was going to drink some tea. Like, oh wait, team fight, there's water going down my throat and I just can't talk very well, but oh well. It happens, it happens. And Broodmother putting herself very far forward. Did this tower recently get taken down? I'm not sure. I'm trying to think about, I don't know. And this Highdown's going to find himself in some trouble very soon if he doesn't back the hell off. But he has a good amount of one charges, he has a ring of health, allowing him to bring himself back up to full HP, easy peasy. Lone Druid's going to continue to farm his way up in the jungle, and he's relatively close to that Radiance. I mean, that Sacred Relic. 3200 needs 3800 for that, so he's not far away at all. A few more camps will bring him to that glorious, glorious extra damage coming for the Radiance. Broodmother is indeed going to work her way towards an Oblivion Staff. This is probably the best choice for Shaitan, honestly, because there's a lot of heroes of Complexity side that wouldn't be able to do all that much if they couldn't attack, if they couldn't cast any spells. Because there's not that much right-click damage, it's mostly spells with the exception of that Lone Druid. And this could be bad for Crystal Maiden if anyone's nearby. Reinforcements are not too far behind, but why wouldn't you say, oh, I know, because the Queen can immediately blink in. They think, oh, easy kill on the Crystal Maiden. Then suddenly, Queen of Pain comes in, blinks, ultis. Ulti's still on cooldown. It will be off cooldown in a few moments. Also having a level 2 Necrobook. For some reason, there's a... Can you see that? There's an error sign there. Is it on her as well? It's not on the Queen of Pain. I don't even know. That's distracting me from potential action. Looks like we're going to go for a gank, but the Furion is going to TP himself out. And I think the Tide Hunter has just pulled himself back just a little bit too far forward, but he decides to move forward, trying to TP out. Do they have the damage? They do not indeed. And the Shackle, nice try. Going to try and shackle them off that creep, but alas, it wasn't enough. And he does get out in time. Very close call for the Tide Hunter. And using that Gush was pretty much the best thing that they could have done. Gush and then TP, because the Gush, again, has that mischance. And then tries to TP and tries to make sure that, hey, hopefully don't have enough damage. And it was a case indeed. Complexity pushing towards Absolute Legends middle tier 2 tower. The team of Absolute Legends haven't really got the reinforcements that they need in order to defend this, and the tower will take a fall. No attempt to deny going on there, and the team of Complexity are going to back off after achieving a nice little victory. But we have Beastmaster moving into position. Is there anything that he's going to be able to do, however? The tree's going to go down, going to prevent any form of Raw going to go down. Do a nice chunk of damage, Axes to come out. The Furion is getting awfully low in HP, however, so is the Beastmaster. Ult is going to bounce out. There's no creep wave to absorb this, actually. Yes, there is. How the hell did that get there? I don't even know. The Queen of Pain doing so much damage. Lich taking a fall. And not a good engagement for the team of Absolute Legends. Needless to say. And with that nice little teamfight victory with 3 members of Absolute Legends being taken down, Complexity are going to push themselves forward. They're going to go to Roshan, and they're going to pick themselves up the Aegis of the Immortal for the Lone Druid. And this will be really bad for the team of Absolute Legends in the next upcoming teamfight, because the Lone Druid is pretty freaking hard to kill. You know, how much HP does he have? I don't know, because I can't seem to click on him. He has 1700. You're going to have to burn your way through that twice. He'll immediately return, and he'll continue slapping you around just as hard as he did before. And looking at the amount of money the Lone Druid has, he's not very far away from that Radiance, which means, so here's what we're going to do on Complexity side. We're going to get that Radiance for the Lone Druid, and then we're going to push, and we're probably going to win. He's just going to farm for that little bit more, and he'll be good. He'll be happy. Nature's Prophet, having that mechanism, looks like he's working his way towards an Aghanim Scepter next. I'm not sure if this is necessary. Aghanims is something on Nature's Prophet that you'd get if you're falling behind and you need to be able to push every single lane. However, we do have that Broodmother to take account of, and having the power of an Aghanim Scepter, an Aghanim Sceptered ulti, Wrath of Nature, might be enough to cause that Broodmother to have a lot of problems down bottom. Maybe, so it could potentially work out very nicely for the team of Complexity. Level 3 Necro Book for the Queen of Pain. Do we have that Radiance? Well, the money has suddenly disappeared, and yes, indeed, Radiance has been picked up. Why would you do this, Bear? And now the team of Complexity will most likely take this opportunity to either push, or maybe just kill a couple of people. Such as this annoying as hell Broodmother, who's getting another step closer to that Oblivion Staff. I mean, to that bloody Orchid Malevolence. Fury and ulti bouncing through, doing a nice chunk of damage, pushing lanes back indeed. We're currently going to go on the Broodmother, running for her life, very low in HP. Shackle to go out in the Fury and doesn't latch at all. And the next one to fall is going to be the Lich, but the Impede is doing a nice chunk of damage to everything. Wants to try and pick up that Crystal Maiden. I don't think it's going to happen. The Imp's doing a nice chunk of damage. Raw to come out in the Crystal Maiden. They really want her dead, and she is going to take a fall, but the mech comes out, heals her back up. The Ensnare to land as well. Axes fly out, and it is enough to take the kill. Shackle comes out, doesn't latch again. And the Power Shot lands as well. Sprout to land on the Windrunner. We can see the Bear doing a lot of damage with that Radiance. She's very low in HP. It looks like she will just barely escape out of there. Again, the Radiance still doing a nice chunk of damage to the Enchantress. Has no Imps. Imps currently on cooldown to heal up. Fury teleporting in, and it's another easy kill for the team of Complexity. Lone Druid picking himself up a double kill. And this is an easy tower. They sacrificed 2, they picked up 3, and with the Lone Druid being one of the heroes that's still in the fray, not using up that Aegis of the Immortal, this is an easy tier 1 tower, and they can probably take the tier 2 as well. While 2 members of Complexity are missing, they have the power that they need. It's really unfortunate, however, that they didn't manage to pick up the Broodmother. She was so low in HP when she decided to start running. Very lucky for the team of Absolute Legends, I feel. With Queen of Pain picking herself up a double damage rune, this could be some serious damage to come out of her in the next team fight. Lone Druid not even deciding to push, he just wants to farm his way to great victory, yes indeed. What the hell is this? Hang on, this is new. Transfer. Okay, those are the buffs on it, I think. I never noticed that before. I don't know if that's new or not. Shackle to come out, going on the creep and hitting the Queen of Pain. Yes, indeed. Teleports reinforcements to come in, but blinking out herself out to safety. The Bear's moving in, quickly running out. Has to be careful. The Bear's just going to sit by them, do a bit of damage with the Radiance, and then TP out to safety. Close call for the Queen of Pain, but the blink is just oh so handy, and the Enchantress still looking around, wants to pick up a kill or maybe a neutral creep while she's at it. No one good to be picked up though. Is there something good at this camp? There is indeed a Wildkin, and this is going to be annoying. But we're at the stage of the game where it's not as bad as it is, as we saw, say, before, where I missed the double kill going on at top. Crystal Maiden farming herself up in the jungle, because why not? Does she have a Bracer? No. It's always good when you get a Bracer as Crystal Maiden. You feel like the happiest person on the planet. Vladimir's offering being secured by the Lone Druid. Now, this is going to make him even harder to stop. We're going to have some life still on that Bear. As if you can't just recreate it, now he's going to be able to siphon life from the enemies that he takes down. Broodmother, however, still continuing to farm herself up in the jungle, taking a look at her items. She has that Orchid Malevolence. Now, this is going to be really beneficial in the next Team 5 Absolute Legends. They'll be able to shut one of those crucial heroes down. Imagine if Queen of Pain blinks in and then immediately gets silenced. And considering that she doesn't have a BKB, actually working towards a sheep stick next is going to be very annoying because she can get shut down and bursted down. But we need to remember the Tidehunter has a pipe in hand as of this moment, and as a result, we'll be able to, well, absorb a nice chunk of spell damage to come out of Absolute Legends as well. For all heroes, indeed. And I want to press the issue. We have two members of them pushing this bottom lane. Where's the Lone Druid currently? Crystal Maiden's right there. Lone Druid's just farming his way up once again. He loves that gold, man. I think this is a little... I think they're trying to trick them. I think Complexity right now trying to trick Absolute Legends that they're currently pushing, that they want to push this bottom tier 2 tower. And this will force all the members of Complexity down, I mean Absolute Legends down here to defend, and then we'll have Nature's Prophet, and we'll have the bear either push out mid or top. That's very smart by the team of Complexity. And they are indeed taking the bait. Absolute Legends making their way down to the bottom tier 2 tower, and as of this very moment happens, they're going to transition to either top or mid. Or maybe that's not the case at all. Maybe Lone Druid, he just wants to farm. He doesn't give a crap, man. He's going to farm, farm, farm. Now would be a pretty freaking easy opportunity to take down a possible barracks. Force them all here, have Lone Druid and Prophet work their way towards a barracks. But again, he just doesn't care. He just wants to farm. He loves the gold, man. Or maybe are we all going to unify? We're actually not going to do any split pushing action. We're just going to all group up at this bottom lane and try and push out this tower. Not the best strategic decision, I feel, but it should work either way. And here we are moving in. Axel going out, going to do a little bit of damage to everything around. However, is it going to stop this push at all? No. Power shot's going to go through as well. Fortification is going to drop 2. Does it matter? No. Tier 2 tower is going to take a fall. Absolute Legends being able to do pretty much nothing about it. They're going to have to try and defend at this tier 3 tower over at the bottom. And the problem is, again, that Aegis. Because you've got nice positioning when you're on the high ground. You can possibly burst down a very powerful hero. But when they've got an Aegis, they're just going to come back and you've lost your advantage. And the pipe's going to go through. Here comes the engagement. The mech is no doubt off cooldown. The bear to go in first. Take up the damage of the tower now. Just try and beat down of it. And the team of Absolute Legends don't quite want to engage. But it seems now might be the time. Power shot going through. Axe is probably going to follow next. But he doesn't have that much mana left. And here comes a shackling on the bear. Not picking up any of the heroes, however. And... they're just getting free reign of this tower. The tier 3 tower takes a fall, and Absolute Legends might take this moment to engage. It seems they will not. They will still continue to sit back. And the Complexity take themselves a free tier 3 tower, and they're not going to stop. They're going to wait for the next creep wave to reinforce, and then they're going to go at it once again. Power shot come through. Going to try and build up a little army of spiderlings. And our Complexity is still going to keep pressing the issue, or are they going to back off? Maybe they can rotate to a different lane. Nope, they're going to keep pushing. Treants to reinforce, another creep wave to come into. Power shot's going to keep whittling down this creep wave, however. I feel they should use the Lone Druid to split push. Push mid or possibly push top. It'd be very difficult for Absolute Legends to defend. They need every single member here to defend against this push. Complexity is waiting. They're trying to bait them out, I think. Making them suspect that they're not there. Do we have any wards come out for Absolute Legends? I don't think we do. Waiting on the high ground. We are indeed waiting in position. And are they going to push themselves out? I don't think so. The power shot. You see, the thing is, they can just power shot up that ledge. And they'll see that death is rolling in. Here it comes. And thinking, oh crap, we have to come back. Well, we didn't even move away anyway. Axes to come out, but the pipe is absorbing all of the damage. And the Beastmaster is going to be the first one to fall. Shackle to come out. Nice shackle there. Coming in on the Tidehunter. No ravage for you. But all the spell damage is being absorbed by the pipe. The pipe finally wears off, beating on the tower. The melee barracks is about to take a fall. Scream taking out the creep wave. Melee barracks is the first to fall. It's Insatiable Hunger being used by the Broodmother. Not making much use of it though, just using it on the creep wave. And the team of Complexity are happy with that. They're going to rotate to mid by the looks of it. And we might do a little bit of split pushing action maybe. Or maybe not. But quickly the team of Absolute Legends switch lanes to defend. And Complexity just going to back off for the moment. Kill some Ancient Camps. An Ancient Camp that was never stacked, by the way, which I feel is really silly. Also, Lone Druid looks to be working his way towards an Assault Curious for that bear. He will be very happy about that. Taking a look over the Queen of Pain. Still working away towards the Scythe of Vice. Closing in on that Mystic Staff. Tidehunter, once again, having that pipe. Not having anything more than that, but 1500 in the bank as of this moment. Finally, we have the Furion, has the mech, has that glorious, oh so glorious Urn of Shadows, and finally looks like he wants to get some power treads as well. I actually haven't seen much use of that Orchid Malevolence yet, at least I don't think I have. I don't think I've seen it used once. Maybe I missed it. Windrunner working her way towards the Scythe of Vice. Beastmaster having the mech and the medallion. And over on the Broodmother working her way towards the BKB next. Of course, as we mentioned a few moments ago, as we saw a few moments ago, that Orchid Malevolence. Haven't seen it made use of yet. At least I don't think so. Possible that it was missed. Now we're going to push in. We really want to use up the Aegis of the Immortal on this bear. He can just go in and try and kill people. Roshan's going to be up in about 10 seconds or so, in about a minute. So maybe they don't want to push in. This could actually be very bad for Complexity, because they might think that they have the Aegis and then suddenly it wears off. I really feel that they should make use of it, but Roshan again, going to be up very, very, very soon. In fact, I think he's just about to tick over. Yes, indeed. Roshan is about to come up, and they're using this moment to engage. They think they have the safety of the Aegis. Are they going to notice? I don't think they have indeed. I think maybe the Lone Druid has noticed. Pushing in. Pipe Charge has been used. They want to take this tier 3 tower. Maybe they don't even need the Aegis at all. They didn't need it before. Dust of Appearance to go down. I think, yes, indeed, for whatever reason. Nice Shackle to come out. Going to do a bit of damage to the Tidehunter. Negative Burn Charge to come down as well. And the Lich Ult is going to bounce between everyone, and the screen comes out, picking up 2 kills for that Queen of Pain. And now she has the back off. The MP is doing so much damage. Roar to come out of the Beastmaster, and the Ensnare lands on him. The Queen of Pain is going to take a fall. The Broodmother beating down on her as hard as possible. Did she blink away? I think she blinked away. What the hell is going on? Wait a minute, where did she get those kills from?
I am ever so grateful.
I don't even know. Did that Orchid get used? The Orchid didn't get used in that fight. That was... I don't know what to say about that. Wait, what's the cooldown on it? 18 seconds. Okay, maybe the cooldown came off, but... I don't recall seeing a silence going up on one of Complexity's heroes. If that was down on the Queen of Pain, then she wouldn't have done anything. Lone Druid securing himself another Aegis of the Immortal, and with the entire team of Complexity being up and available as of this moment, they're just going to push their way to victory. The Raxes are still standing. Do they care? I don't think they do. And this time they're most likely going to make use of that Aegis. Here we go, pushing ourselves forward. The bear's very angry. It's hungry for blood. Here comes the power shot, going to reveal. Oh crap, there's quite a few of them. Their axes going out. Weakening the creep wave quite a bit. Nice shackle on the Queen of Pain, but they don't have anyone to go in there and try and reinforce. Necro units come out too, going to do a nice amount of damage. And Peter's taking down that bear very rapidly. And you don't want to attack the Necronomicon units because they do a lot of damage, but I don't think Enchantress cares in the slightest. Look at that. Big chunk of damage out of Enchantress's health. That could have almost killed her. She's very lucky. Meantime, top is perfectly fine. I think it was a Broodmother. TP'd herself back to safety. BKB and TP being used up right there. Shadow Strike to land on the Beastmaster. Queen of Pain not quite daring enough to commit herself to try and pick up that kill, but reinforcements are not too far away. It would be an easy, silly thing to do. Team of Complexity pushing this top lane, and they're going to try and take the tier 3 tower. They've taken every single tier 3 tower except for this one. And I don't think Absolute Legend is going to be able to stop this. Where's Furion? Oh, he's split pushing. Wait, no he isn't. Oh, he's somewhere. He's with the rest of the group. Shackle to come out, doesn't latch on anyone. The tower getting very low in HP. A couple more right clicks will take it down. Blink to Scream to ulti, immediately popping the Beastmaster and the Enchantress, taking it forward rapidly. Lincoln's Fear absorbing the blast of the Spiderling charge. And there is nothing that Absolute Legends can do about this. Nice Shackle to come out, picking up, actually it's just on the Necronomicon unit. Ulti going down there for the Lich, and the Queen of Pain picking herself up a monster kill and a double kill. Clicking in, wants to do some more damage. Blink to Screen once again, picking herself up a triple kill right here. And that is going to be GG. Complexity now have free reign of their tower. GG is coming out of the team. Queen of Pain still hungry for more kills. Shackle going to come out, getting absorbed by the Lincoln Sphere once again. Windrunner, the last surviving member of the team of Absolute Legends. Are they going to try and take it down? I don't think they'll be able to. The Ancient has taken a fall, and Complexity secure the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Defense 2. Go check out the-defense.com for all the details for this tournament, as well as VODs that aren't on a month delay. You can also buy a ticket from within inside the client. It is oh so incredibly glorious. You can watch it from within. There will be commentary. You'll be able to see it from the broadcaster's perspective. It's some pretty amazing technology that's going on for the land of Dota 2. And last but by no means least, check out joinDOTA.com for all sorts of general Dota 2 related goodness. And I almost forgot Razor and BenQ. Special thanks for them for being the sponsor of this tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Toshley. I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, and like, Complexity 1.